Yeah, I guess I'd better give him a call, see if he's got any pointers for this week's episode. I'm actually surprised I didn't get any feedback from last time. It's usually really detail oriented. Let's go ahead and try this new messenger in here. Hey, how's it going? Enjoying your vacation so far? Yeah, it's not really a vacation. It's the Dot Hack Fighting Classes convention. You remember, you were here last year. It's been a little awkward, but I guess kind of relaxing. So, what's up? Not too much. Just kind of wanted to throw a couple questions your way. Nothing major. Just a couple thoughts I had about this week's episode. For instance, do you think it works better when I run, or should I maybe slow down my pace a little? Take more contemplative strides and do the slow, badass walk thing I've been working on. Slow, badass walk thing, you say? Yeah, that may be a bit over the top. I don't know what I was thinking there. But, every now and then I wonder, what if I run away too fast and the enemy respawns? Like those Minier or Arc Princes. You never really are sure when they're dead, and, no matter how many times you chuck spells at them, it seems like they've always got one hit point left, and I'm never quite sure I have enough SP or really restorative items for anything, and then you try and hit them, the accuracy is just never really where you want it, and grump. And when you run into enemies that you can't hit at all, then you're just chucking spells like crazy, and it's like, why did I even bother getting this equipment? Why didn't I just stock up on a bunch of scrolls? And then you buy a bunch of scrolls and grump, and then you're never sure what you need and don't need, and you're out of gold, and then you need to run more to get more gold, and grump, calm down! And before you know it, he's hit you right at... Oh, I'm sorry, I got on a bit of a tangent there, It's okay, I understand. Just try and remember, it's the Weekend Warrior, not the Weekend Worrier. Alright? Yeah, I guess I am just being a little nervous over nothing. Hey, thanks for helping me settle down. Now that I think about it, you sound a little tense yourself. Sure you're okay up there at the poking things with sticks convention? Don't seem like yourself. Yeah, I just kind of get the feeling like I may have missed a memo or something. It's a little embarrassing, but I'm like the only one who's not here wearing red. It's awkward, Hey everybody, this is a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Today we are on the Mackerel server. Checking out a little dungeon here. Keywords being wild raw eel. Hopefully you're doing well. This will be uploaded on a Sunday morning. In fact, we're a full week into February, so things moving along nice and smooth. Yet another edition of the Weekend Warrior come to light, and just going to take a moment to apply our buffs here. Hopefully whatever you're getting into today, it is nice and relaxing and rewarding. Don't say that enough. Try and find a positive in whatever you're doing today. There's a little bit of optimism out of me. As we get going, this is a Thunder Element field, so you get that little, like, space desert feel to things. Moving to the first portal. And we've got an Iron Ball Freak. Gonna combo off, hitting him for a fair bit. Getting a little bit in return, too. Quality 7 experience out of that encounter. Actually been making a nice little chunk of progress with our long arm here, since we've taken our little hiatus with the Blade Master. Another Iron Ball Freak in a nearby portal. And just tacking away. The occasional combo to whittle down damage, but There's nothing too exciting in fighting those guys. Did drop a chest though, and we get a lightning bolt out of it. Moving to the next. 3 for 3 on Iron Ball Freaks. The variety isn't too insane, but I'm certainly not going to complain too much. Now you saw we got it stuck in a little animation there by hitting the combo right out of the portal. A little bit of a jerky start for him, and I'm certainly not going to complain because it took that much longer for him to attack. Every now and then you luck into a situation like that. Here we're up against one cannibal and another one comes in from off screen. A bunch of heavy hitters here early, and we're just going to go ahead and spread the damage out evenly a little here, just try and whittle them both down so that by the time we fell the first, the second's a little under half. In fact, that worked out a little better than expected, only had to hit it twice once it was a one-on-one encounter. And with our health and SP regenerating the whole time, we're actually in a really good shape there. Moving to the next portal, we find Iron Ball Freak number 4. These guys look really, really imposing and dressed for their finest Sunday brunch. But the nice thing about them is you could hit them hard. You're doing a couple hundred damage. I'm hitting upwards of 300 here. Level 28 as we film this. Another cannibal here, not quite doing as solid an amount of damage here. Still a pretty stout amount of hit points there, a little over 2,000. Earth element monster. And there's a risky treasure. So we're going to defuse the old blue mimic there. And pick up some smith's gloves. Already about working our way to halfway through the portals here as we get another risky treasure. Let's find out what's inside. Smith's gloves number 2. And it got a nice little stock up on that particular accessory in this field apparently. Get our health and SP buffs back up and running and pick up this symbol here, and it's another rig same. Working our way to the left side of the map there, of course it's going to find its way to the center. Have those two portals side by side. First one's an Iron Ball Freak, and accidentally tripped the second portal as we go to fight it, and we've got a couple of those demon armors there. Pretty perilous situation. The Freak could throw out a bunch of damage. Armor Shoguns, my apologies. Either way, the Shoguns are going to do a ton of damage in short bursts of time. It's sort of a drag race against them. Another monster you could hit for a ton of damage, but it can combo off and kill you in an instant. We do work our way through those, though. Have to burn a couple of potions. I believe we're running recovery drinks on Grump at this point. And while we're fighting them, another Iron Ball Freak wanders up on us, but he gets caught in that little dividing wall there. So the scenery very much playing to our advantage here. That's the second time the game has sort of helped us out here. We had that one Iron Ball Freak caught in a little stutter step as we comboed off on it, and this one got stuck behind a wall. Did chew up a little bit of our time and certainly diverted our attention. Get back on track now. A few more portals here before we go in. Make our way past this dead tree here. Always fun to look at the scenery too. So many little details. Went for a combo early, did not give me ideal damage, and we just switched auto attacking after. Not really auto attacking, just your basic attack. Mashing the old circle button. Another thing I've failed to mention through countless videos, if you're really just getting into this, one thing I do want to point out. This game was designed for the Japanese market in mind. And it's going to have the traditional Japanese face button layout, where your confirm key is going to be the circle button instead of the cross or X button. So if you're playing here in the States and you're used to hitting X all the time to confirm, that may throw you off a little bit. Fortunately, in younger days, as we hit this final portal here, a couple armor shoguns with cannibal wandering up on us. I played a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics, and it had the same button layout. Almost ate it there as everything decided to give us a good bop on the head. But hit that recovery drink just in time. You saw that health get perilously close. And after taking out the armor shoguns, make quick work of the cannibal. Pick up a Hands of Fire for our troubles. Now our health and mana have worn off once again, but there's no real point in hitting it out here right now. Safest place is inside the dungeon, so we'll just go ahead, run for the door, and head inside. Get our little 1.5 close up there. And time to look at the first floor layout. Get buff, buff, and rebuffed. First room here is going to be a large upside down T. And we've got all kinds of stuff out of this. 2 armor shoguns and 3 armor shoguns and a snakeoid. Glad we got that snakeoid out of the way, but it's really the shoguns that are scaring the crap out of me. 2 are a handful, 3 is pretty much a game over waiting to happen. Fortunately, we weather it. Their attacks were slightly staggered from each other. When you're in situations like that, do remember that the monsters are going to attack more or less in volleys, so once one goes off, they're going to wait a bit and recharge. So you have time to get a hit or 2 in and then pop that quick potion. Next portal going to be far more forgiving for us. We've just got a risky treasure to deal with, and that's going to give us an iron anklet to match those smith's gloves. Moving to an L-shaped room that's going to bend us further down after. Portal right at the bend, and that's going to yield an Iron Ball Freak. We'll get to work fighting it, combo off as it tries to attack, so it misses us, and we actually end up killing it before it can damage us. Lucky, lucky us. Again, we have Rig Same and Rig Geem up, so we're not terribly worried about a monster that's not going to kill us outright. But it is nice when you can get through a large monster like the Iron Ball Freak with just about 2,000 hit points without taking any damage. Make our way to a dead-end corridor here and find ourselves in a similar situation with a similar result. Another no damage victory against an Iron Ball Freak, and we pick up an immature egg in the room before leaving. Back through the small room in between those 2 and back through the L-shaped room. Finish up our little backtracking escapade and make our way to the other branch of this first floor. Have one of those weird C-shaped rooms with an altar at each end of the C and a portal right in the middle of the C. One more Iron Ball Freak to go. This one's doing a little damage to us. We take 75 on that clubbing blow. 75's not going to do us in, though. Pick up 7 more experience and make our way over to the other side, which has just a plain old treasure chest. This one gives us Smith's gloves, so we've now got 3 sets. Moving to a large square-shaped room above us, and that's got 3 armor shoguns. So this is going to be a very fast-paced and frenetic and almost a game over there type of combat. Literally down to the last drop. Unfortunately, the drops we were counting were our own blood. Do survive the attacks, though, and manage to just slash our way through the shoguns, one after the other after the other. Finishing up there, a cool 18 experience for that. Certainly nothing to laugh off. And we get a risky treasure, which gives us Smith's gloves. And in the room we pick up a raging plasma and the moon. So a very rewarding room in a couple senses. Moving above it to a dead-end corridor. This has an iron belfry. Another quick encounter. Take a little bit of damage, but it's pretty much all healed by the time we're done with the battle. Pick up another raging plasma out of the chest at the end, and a flare guard out of the chest that spawns from the fallen freak, and we have nothing to do now but take the stairs down. Once I realize that that's all there is to do and make my way to the correct door, that is. No excuses, that was just a flub on my part. Moving to floor 2 now. Time to hit the fairy's orb, get things all set up. And get those buffs ready so we don't have to deal with that awkward moment where speed charm runs out on me halfway through a battle. Low quality dead air while I grab a drink. Important to stay hydrated. What can I say? Amateur egg out of the first room. And we move into a small T-shaped room. Right in the middle we come up on some snappy grass. One of them puts us to sleep, and the snakeoid in the party gets a few free shots at us. Certainly doesn't waste them, but again, we have that health regeneration up. There isn't too much damage that a lead snakeoid is going to do one-on-one against us. So we get through the battle, pick up our experience, and remember that snappy grass is going to be here from now on, and it would behoove us to combo right out of the gate when we see him. Putting this plan into effect, in the very next portal, we managed to finish everything off by the end of that combo, and 7 experience later, we're free and clear. Disarming a trap and picking up Inu. I believe that Inu, I'm no good with pronunciation. I'm pretty sure it's a twin blade item though. Portal here in this cutaway room. It's got an armor shogun in it, and one-on-one an armor shogun is nothing to worry about too much. 6 experience, well earned, but it's not like we were in any real danger. Though that does throw in the threat of potential armor shogun and snappy grass. And I gotta tell you, if we hit that and we're put to sleep, I don't like our chances. Moving now, we've got just one armor shogun again. Again, I'm not terribly disappointed by this. Pick up a plasma storm in the chest. We've already had a couple really exciting encounters. You want a couple really memorable encounters, but overall, you want the W, you want the chest. It's about having fun, it's about the challenge, but you kind of want that challenge to end in a win. That's gaming, isn't it? Come up on a pair of shoguns here. One hits us with a life drain attack. As if these guys couldn't be annoying enough, they also take health away from you, either in large chunks or in smaller chunks, and then feed it back to themselves. Either way, kind of a challenge as far as enemies go, and a really cool design too. I know I've said it before and I'll probably say it again, but you know, the dot hack games in particular have some of the cooler monster designs you'll see from a game period, and especially standing out against games of their era. Lately, I've also been playing a game from about this time a little earlier, Wizardry Tale of the Forsaken Land. And I absolutely love the art style in that game, but some of the monsters just I mean, the overall design, even on the best looking of monsters, just not up to snuff with Dot Hack. With the exception of the Grim Reaper, but that's a personal preference thing for me. Pick up an iron anklet in this square room. There's an immature egg, and working to the chest on the opposite corner, a plasma storm. So we're going to another square room. This has one of those little corridors right down the middle. And we come upon that nightmare room. We've got 2 snappy grass, an armor shogun, and a lead snakeoid. We end up put to sleep, and the armor shogun's still alive. So, folks, if we're gonna check out, you know, this is as good a time as any. Fortunately, we make it through the timer and manage to heal up, but by the time we rejoin the battle, that surviving snappy grass did us in again. Second time we're put to sleep, and we're sort of at the mercy of the old egg timer here. Fortunately, the armor shogun didn't hit his big damage combo, and we're able to snap out of it again, and with the monsters all surrounding us, take a recovery drink, combo off, and level the odds. Make it out of that portal, thankful to just be alive. And we get a couple chests there. Got to see a nice shot of them almost lined up behind us as we disarmed that risky treasure. And now make our way back. A little bit of a backtrack here. This one sort of branched in either direction before ultimately finding its way the whole way down. Nice little mix of room sizes too. You've got some large, some medium, and a couple small rooms. More snappy grass and armor shogun shenanigans, but we get that grass out of the way before it's a threat. Leaving us in a one-on-one duel with the armor shogun, and we have to have faith that we're winning that one. Because happiness is a level 50 spear, and that's what we've got equipped. Third floor now. Run into a couple doozies so far in this dungeon, haven't we? See the stairs down there at about slightly above the midpoint and off to the left side of the map. So we know we've got a fair bit of dungeon to explore on this floor. And we know we've got at least one more floor to go. Looking at the time, it's safe to say it's either one large floor or 2 floors. I'm not gonna lie, I shot this a couple days ago, and it's been a very eventful week, so I can't remember for the life of me at this point. I can tell you this much, I was playing the long arm. I was probably drinking tea. Up against a hammer shark here on the 3rd floor. Really neat design on these guys. The Cyclosharks, the slightly weaker version of this, has a really bold color palette where those extra eyes on the side of it are like red and yellow, and they always kind of looked like a pseudo data bug to me. Not with the green shielding, but with the disrupted texture. The hammer sharks look a bit more cohesive. Just a really cool looking shark altogether. It does look like a hammerhead shark, so that one fits perfectly. Room after that was a dead end, had some snakewood and snappy grass to deal with. Get rid of that, pick up the egg, and moving our way back through the large V that was just past the stairs up. Pick up the levers out of the chest and an immature egg before moving our way onward to an intersection room. We're coming in through the side door, and then it's got exits above and below. But first we've got to get past another hammer shark. And since it's water element and so are all of our attacks, just a plain old melee attack is going to be our preferred method of dealing with our foe. Going down first, we've got a square-shaped room. Out of the portal comes 2 lead snakeoids, which means they tied. and so we dispense with them just about in the same time. One fell shortly before the other, but it's not like there was any great delay between them. Picking up an Inu, and a fire lizard. Hopefully I said that right. Fire. Yeah, I think I got that one. Dead-end corridor here, and a longer one. Got a hammer shark in it, and it's guarding a chest at the end, so we'll have to bop this guy a few times. Once we get the shark out of the way, we can check out the chest. Picking up a quality 7 experience, and now to see what's inside the box. Got a raging plasma. Work our way back, do a little bit of the old backtrack here. Gives me a moment to wet the whistle. Almost skipped that immature egg. Actually, I had to sit there and think if this character was full up on him or not. I really gotta raise some grunties, guys. Here's another chest. Out of that one comes a lightning bolt. Really expect that to be a trap more than a reward. Here's a corridor with another hammer shark. So floor 3 is the hammer shark floor. Certainly not complaining with that too much after the multiple armor shoguns on the first floor and the armor shogun snappy grass combo on the second. All in all, I'm going to say this has been the least stressful floor so far. Picking up the moon out of the chest before dealing with this hammer shark. Kind of like the Iron Ball freaks of earlier, it's a cool monster. It's not nothing, but it's not a major threat to us because it's pure damage and we've got some pretty stout defensive gear. Disarming this risky treasure. And instead of just opening the box, I gotta show off and recast my buffs because I realized they wore off. Okay, iron anklet out of the chest, and away we go. Little treasure room here. Not the end room, but it's cool to check these ones out, especially in these Thunder Element dungeons, because you get to see the battle max. Again, these Thunder dungeons were exclusive to Fragment, and I honestly thought they were a mod the first time I saw them. I'm like, somebody went all out. Then I found out it was in fact part of the game and just exclusive to Fragment, so that's pretty awesome in itself. Pick up a lightning bolt after dealing with some snappy grass and snakewood related shenanigans. We're making our way through that L-shaped room to a little sort of oval-shaped room with a hammer shark. Hammer our way through the shark. Okay, that one sucked. Remind me to never say that again. And we find ourselves with the stairs down to the 4th floor at long last. Took the nice winding way to a short distance by the entrance. 4th floor coming up here. Time to reestablish those buffs once again. 25 minutes into the actual run itself, so if you've made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, that's probably a bit too much. You're watching a YouTube video, pal. It's not that big a deal. Okay, my silly humor aside, let's get into it. L-shaped room, and out of the portal we get a cannibal. We remember these guys from the field. Not terribly challenging, nice solid enemy for us to face, and a nice solid experience counter when we get done. There's the old 10 spot and a plasma storm just sort of chilling in the room to boot. Another room, this one's gonna bend us heading back down. Not so much an L-shape, more of an exaggerated triangle. Kinda looks like home plate, if you're a baseball fan, honestly. Take out the cannibal out of this portal, pick up another tenor. No chest drops. I was kind of expecting one there. Even on the replay, it just sort of felt like a spot where it would normally be. More nightmare fuel incarnate out of this dungeon as we get 4 snappy grass. Now I know what you're thinking, they're only 3 experience, we're obviously not going to die to them unless everything goes wrong. But just the fact that there's 4 enemies that could potentially put you to sleep, that's just a buzzkill. I'm not gonna lie, you run into that, you're a little deflated. Here comes another hammer shark. Take care of it in kind. This one's going to wrap us up, and we're going to start heading further up. Got a little 90-degree turn room moving up and to the left. Portal right in the middle of it with another hammer shark. Our damage just seems to be a little bit on the lacking side early, so this battle lasts a couple seconds longer than normal. Not that we were in any great danger, but we're sort of showing some wear and tear on this floor. Got down a little below half there. Took our leisurely time to the next room, which is a corridor with a cannibal in it. Let the health heal up a little past half. Then he hits us with a clubbing blow from that giant hammer. Pick up a flare guard out of the chest there, and another chest spawns where the cannibal fell, giving us a lightning bolt. Also giving us a moment or two to get a little health back, so we're a bit past half when we get into the next room where we face yet another cannibal. It misses on its first attack, so we try our best to finish it off before it could hit us, but to no avail. Does get a quality 141 damage on us. We pick up a plasma storm there. Backtracking is actually our best friend in this instance because it means we don't have to use a consumable item. We do, however, have to reapply our Rig Same and Rig Geem because they ran out there. And the backtracking can't really help us regenerate if we're not regenerating. So back through the corridor, the 90-degree room, the L-shaped room, which is also a 90-degree turn room, and the square room that acted as sort of a hub off of that home plate looking room. Before heading right into a corridor that sort of widens out in the middle, and we find our old buddy, the hammer shark. Faced at least a half dozen of these by now, and you can see there's only a couple portals left, and the treasure room just beyond that squared down and to the right. Risky treasure gives us another Eno. I'm slightly varying up the way I'm pronouncing that word every time so that one of these times it'll be correct. Please do me a favor if you're watching this and you know Japanese well enough to tell me how that's actually said. If you just want to give me a timestamp to the one I'm closest on, that would be great. I think that was a fireball storm we picked up in the chest out of another home plate looking room after defeating that cannibal. Leading down into the square room, there's our dungeon all clear, and it's a couple snappy grass. So, a bit of an anticlimactic finish there, as 2 snappy grass isn't nearly as daunting as 4. But we do get a little bit of fireworks, 3 chests out of there, best prize being a fire lizard, and out of the statue room, we get a lightning cap. So there's a solid run for yet another edition of the Weekend Warrior. Made a nice bit of experience too, 700 experience to the good side, moving to level 29. Once again, I do want to thank you for checking out these videos. I cannot tell you how awesome it is that you guys actually take the time to check out these little videos I do. That said, we're going to wrap this one up here. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Thank you, take care, and hope you have a good day. We'll see you in the next.